Hello and welcome to the next video of my Worlds 2023 preview series where we're going to cover these supports. We're going to go over some key stats, rank them at the end, go over their champion pools in between that. I've done the other four roles. If you missed those videos, they're on my channel, as well as my power rankings and each team individually being previewed. Worlds is upon us in only a couple days here. So this is in no specific order in the way I wrote these players down. In the LPL, we do not get fun vision stats. So support is, when it comes to analytics, very sus. Now, we'll start with KDA. The three best KDA players at support: Delight from Gen G, 6.2. Woody from PSG, 6.3, and BA from Team Wales, 6.1. So the BA one is pretty important, in my opinion. Last year, MVP of the VCS, if I recall. BA is an excellent player, world class, and that is no shock to me that he actually did end up having a great KDA. And he's just a great player. And I think, last year at Worlds, left a little bit on the table, but at the same time, I think that this year he will be better than that. The three worst are all LEC support. So Trimby 3.2, Lebrav 2.8, and then we have Hillesong 2.1 KDA. Not great. I think it goes without saying. Not good at all. Dying quite a bit. Obviously, supports do tend to die, but you see that some have 6 KDAs and some have 2 KDAs. In terms of KP, who is the most involved in their team's kills? We have Trimby at 76.5% for Fnatic. Woody from PSG, 78.9%. And Harp from DFM, Detonation Focus Me, 79.5% of the kills. So all three of those players, over 3 out of every 4 kills for their team, they are involved. So you can expect at this event for them to be part of the initiating, the facilitating, and partaking in getting things going. Now, the 3 players that are the least: Core JJ from Team Liquid, 70.4%. Hillesong from Mad Lions, 68.7%. And then lastly, Huhi from Golden Guardian, 65.8%. So below 2 out of every 3 kills, Huhi is involved with for GG. So a lot of what GG does not include the bot lane and definitely does not include Huhi, compared to, you look at a player like Trimby, Woody, or Harp. They are very involved in their team's plays and kills and skirmishes and whatever. Now, I'm going to include damage in here because I want to fill out the board, and I think we can draw a little bit from damage. Obviously, the champion pools we're going to find were very stagnant, but I think you can look and see a difference in playing style a bit, maybe, with DPM. So Mickey X from G2, 176 DPM. That's low, but at the same time, we're looking at it compared to everybody else. Palette from GAM Esports also includes some SBTC games, 171, and then Harp, 173 for DFM. Then the 3 lowest are BA from Team Wales, 128. So high KDA, low DPM. One could argue that he's probably passive, or he plays more of a facilitator, maybe even enchanter role, not necessarily a guy going to be trying to deal damage. Obviously the summer meta was very different than spring. Spring meta, all the supports were around 200 DPM. This meta very different. So BA 128, Lahens from KT Rolster, 126, and Lebrav from Team BDS, 121. So Lebrav, bad KDA and still doesn't deal a lot of damage. So one could argue he's playing very facilitator-oriented champions that just go in and hope that they get something going, CC, things like that. Now, when we look at this, we're going to now see who has the highest share on their team for damage. Not just outright DPM, but who accounts for the most damage on their team. Carria for T1, 7%. Kellen for D plus Kia actually has the highest at 7.8%. And then Mickey X, 7% for G2. So it kind of You could draw from this. G2 deals so much more damage than a team like T1 or a team like D plus Kia. Obviously, LCK much more competitive than the LEC, but even in playing style, I think we could draw that, you know, the Korean style of playing is not as aggressive as even the LEC. The three lowest damage percentages: Seos from Loud, 6%, Core JJ, 5.8 for Team Liquid, and Ignar from NRG, 5.5. So those three players, their team is dealing quite a bit more damage than they are. Now Vision Score, this is support stats, it is. So who gets the highest Vision Score per minute? Who is placing their wards? You could argue the best, but we're actually going to go over Vision Score, but then also who places the most wards to begin with. And you kind of got to look at the fine line there. If you're placing way more wards than everybody else, you're going to have a higher Vision Score. So we have to kind of think about this a little bit more. So Ignar, 3.51 for NRG. Huhi for Golden Guardians, 3.47. And Shaoxi for CFO Flying Oyster, 3.56. Now, Shaoxi is not a surprise to me because if you think back yesterday to Shun's numbers at 15 minutes, they are a very dominant bot 2v2. So he's freed up to go around and find some vision in the early game. At least that's what I draw from that. The three lowest are all LEC supports. Lebrav, 3. Hylissang, 2.94. Trimby, 2.74 Vision Score per minute. So you could argue those three lanes maybe not as dominant, or at least not efficiently finding vision. Now, we're going to look at who places the most wards. Now, this could be good or bad, because now you're going to say to yourself, if you place a ton of wards, you need to have a high Vision Score. Ignar leads the way at 2.06 per minute, so that means he's placing over 2 wards a minute. BA, 1.92, and then Shaoxi, 1.91, so both placing 9 to 10 wards every 5 minutes. And BA is not top 3 in Vision Score per minute. Is he up there? Yes. But one could argue he's not getting as efficient vision as Shaoxi is, because of the way the Vision Scores look. Now, the 3 players dropping the least amount of wards. Sven from Cloud9, 1.54, so that's about 7 to 8 wards every 5 minutes. And then you have Lebrav and Hylissang both dropping about 1.5 wards, so 7 to 8 wards every 5 minutes. So that's not a surprise. They have the 2 lowest and yet drop the least amount of wards. But then Trimby, silly me. Sven is not in the bottom 3. Trimby is definitely the least. 1.29. So it goes from 1.49 to 1.29. So he drops literally 2 wards less every 10 minutes than the next lowest, which is why his Vision Score is the way it is. I know Trimby does buy into some analytics and gold efficiency and things like that, so it's not a surprise. I know this past year we have heard a lot about wards and how much it makes sense to actually, spend money on them. Now, who gets the most control wards? That's what I assume Vision Ward per minute is who's placing the most control wards. Shaoxi, 3 every 5 minutes. Pallet, 3 every 5 minutes. And Ignar as well, 3 every 5 minutes. So it's not a surprise that Ignar and Shaoxi, high Vision Scores, are dropping a lot of control wards. But then you have Pallet dropping a lot of vision and control wards, but yet the Vision Score isn't nearly as high as the other ones, so not placing that vision as properly. The 3 lowest: Hylissang, 1 every 3 minutes. We have Trimby, about 1 every 4 minutes, and Sven, about 1 every 4 minutes. So lower Vision Scores, these guys don't spend money on wards, which, you could argue that's a support's job, but also if you're not efficiently placing it, in the end efficiently or in a timely manner, or when objectives are up and things like that, then there's no use in doing it. Lastly, who clears the most wards? So who is actually finding wards with sweeper or their own control wards. Core JJ from Team Liquid, 0.46, so 2 to 3 wards every 5 minutes. Shaoxi, 4.4, and BA, 4.3. So all three of these players, about 2 wards every 5 minutes they're finding with their vision. The 3 lowest are, no surprise, the 3 players with the low vision score, the ones not dropping a lot of wards, the LEC supports. They're Trimby, 0.3, so 3 every 10 minutes. Hilly, 0.26, and Lebrov, 0.29. So they're, not finding a lot of vision. They're not dropping a lot of vision. And one could argue one leads to the other. KDAs are very low. We have to kind of think about that a bit. So that's it for the stat portion of this video. Now a look at the champion pools. Okay, so champion pools, the support role actually not as diverse as I thought it would be. I really hope this Worlds meta is like last year's, where it is much more diverse than anybody gives the Worlds patch credit for. And then they got to eat shit once more, because last year they didn't really want to eat the shit, but they probably deserved it. And I hope this year it happens again, that we have a really nice diverse Worlds. So on here I have it from most champions played to least. Keria leads the way. There's no surprise. We'll get into that. And Seos is the least. Down here I have a couple outliers that I'll talk about. So we're going to go over the 3 most played by each support and then some outliers. So Keria, Rakan, Alistar, Rel were his most played. A lot of people, these were their most common. Some uniqueness out of him. He played Galio, Thresh, Maokai, and Zaya. And this is a Keria special. This is the sort of stuff that makes me really, really enjoy watching Keria as a player. And Zaya support, and even in a loss going 0-6-11. The fact he had the Cudiones to do that, that is some bold play right there. Next, we have Kellen from D+ Kia. Despite losing his job for a little bit, he's second in champions played. Rakan, Milio, and Yumi were his most played. Some uniqueness out of him. He played Ashe this past split. He played Heimerdinger, Pyke. So, those are some interesting ones. We haven't seen many Pikes or Heimers or Ashes this past split. Crisp from Weibo Gaming, Rakan, Rel, and Leona were his most played. Only 2 players have Leona as one of their most. He also played Heimer as well. I think only like 5 or 6 people played Heimer at this event. Delight from Genji, Rakan, Alistar, Milio. Something unique out of his champion pool, he played Gragas and Maokai. So 2 uncommon picks there. Core JJ is the highest Western player on the board. Rakan, Rel, and Nautilus were his most played. Some uniqueness out of Core JJ. He played Taric and Set. No one else played Taric at this Worlds, and he's one of 2 people to play Set. He also played Heimerdinger as well. Harp from DFM, the highest rated minor region player. Rakan, Alistar, and Blitzcrank were his most played. The only person with Blitzcrank as that high of a pick. He also played Pyke. Played Thresh. Not a ton of people played Thresh. Maybe almost half, 1/3 of the support pool played Thresh. But the Pyke is one of the more unique ones. Missing from JDG, Rakan, Alistar, Rel. Something unique out of his pool, the Thresh, I guess. Renata, like half the people played at this event. Hung from LNG, Rakan, Rel, and Nautilus were his most played. Hung also played Tom Kench. He and Kellen and only a couple other people played TK at all this past split. So that's something to think about. Maybe he pulls it out. On from BLG, Rakan, Rel, and Nautilus as also. He played Heimerdinger, Thresh, that's kind of all On really did. Lahens from KT Rolster. Rakan, Alistar, and Nautilus. So there we go with that. Lahens played Singed. That's a Lahens special through and through. So that's a very unique pick. He played Maokai as well, joining the other two LCK supports. He played Galio. So he played some unique stuff as well. Trimby from Fnatic. We have Rakan, Alistar, and Nautilus. Trimby, what did you play that was interesting? I mean, he played Thresh. Nothing else really on this board screams uniqueness to me. Sven, Cloud9. So we have a unique top three with Sven. Rel, Milio. Oh, yeah. Rel, Milio, Nautilus. So not as unique as I thought. Something that Sven did, unique-wise in terms of picks, he played Soraka. He played Heimerdinger. So Soraka, Heimerdinger, Renata this past split. No one else played Soraka at this tournament. Hui from Golden Guardians. Rakan, Rel, and Leona were his most played. Hui also played Zac and Amumu. He's the only Zac enjoyer here at this event in the support role. He also played Maokai. BA, Team Wales, Rakan, Rel, and Nautilus. BA, some uniqueness out of him. Heimerdinger, Set. So he's one of the two people here joining Core JJ who played Set this past split. Hylissang, Rakan, Alistar, and Milio were his most played. Hylissang also played Zilean this past split. The only person at this event to play Zilean. He also played Thresh. Lions, Rainbow 7. We have Rakan, Rel, and Nautilus. Lions, unique picks. I mean, he played Gragas. One of two people who played Gragas at this tournament. So that's his unique pick. Mickey X, G2. Obviously, I was actually surprised that he was so low on this board. One of the players that really didn't get that diverse with his champion pool. He did play Lissandra, which was shocking when it happened. So Lissandra support, and he played it multiple times. He also played Nami. Oh, my mistake. Lions also played a Mumu as well. Just one of two people play Mumu. Lebrav from Team BDS. Oh, what am I doing? Mickey X's three most played champions. Nautilus, Milio, Braum. So that was pretty unique. None of the big three. I think he's the only one on the board that actually can claim that. Lebrav, Rakan, Lulu, and Braum were his most played. Lebrav also played Tom Kench this past split. Ignar, NRG, Rakan, Alistar, Rel. He played Maokai. So that's some uniqueness out of Ignar. Palette from GAM. We have Rakan, Rel, Lulu. Something unique out of his pool. He played Galio and he played Renata. He's one of only a few people to play Galio at this tournament. Chelsea, Alistar, Rel, Nautilus. Something unique out of his pool. He played the Tom Kench also. Woody, PSG Talon, Rakan, Alistar, Rel. Nothing unique out of his pool. Seos, Loud, Rakan, Alistar, Rel. He played the Thresh, which under 10 people played at this event, so that was kind of unique, but not wide champion pools at the bottom. I know somebody commented on the ADC video or something saying, but based on games played, they should be at the bottom. And that is true. I'm not going to deny that. But then you have people also with similar totals of games played higher up on these boards. And in that case, I mean, that's where it kind of goes out the window, right? And mainly, the only reason I kind of bring that up is because, you have some teams that get benefit of the doubt for taking games off and scrimming, but actually didn't do that. So that's why I kind of mentioned that. But this pool not very big, right? So top was crazy, jungle was crazy, but these other three roles, mid kind of, but bot side very very stagnant in my opinion. Obviously Rakan was on there because Zaya was on the other one. Kesa, obviously with the Nautilus. So that's it for the champion pools. Now on to ranking the players. All right, now for the ranking part. Obviously, this is where everyone skips to. If you miss the champion pool and stats parts, those play a role in my ranking. So if you have a question, you should probably do that. If you skip to this point and you just listen to the... Well, you didn't actually skip this point. We'll mention it later. I'm going to run those people, though, that did skip to the end. So we're going to do this now. Let's rank these players. Last, we're going to go Lions. This guy's going to be on Struggle Street, I think, at this event. No fault of his, but I think Struggle Street is probably fair. After that, let's think here. This isn't a bad pool, really. A lot of very talented players. We're going to go Lebrov 22nd. We're going to go Seo's 21st. A lot of people don't like that, but they probably haven't watched everybody on this board play, so to place him, you have to do that. He could be really good, but this is a deep pool. You're going to really be going against other imports that have played major region games. This is it's a big deal. Now, like Shousey, for example, all of a sudden he's here. He's excellent. In terms of relative to this group, hell, he's not going to look out of place. He's an LPL level support. He was for a long time. Played on good teams. So we got Woody 20th. We'll go Huhi 19th. I'm not a big Huhi guy. Very coin flippy. Just very coin flippy player. I'm not a big Huhi enjoyer. No offense to him. It's what it is. Oh, I forgot. I was going to get a coin out and flip it for Hilly and then place it based on where it was going to be. Truly the shy of bot lane. Now, thing is, we have world-class minor region supports here with Harp, BA, Palette, and Chelsea. So you kind of got to be fair about it that these guys actually are world-class. I'm going to go Sven 18th. Probably going to go Palette 17th. Because, we'll see. We'll see how he does. I think he's an upgrade over Zen for Gam, but, we'll see how this goes for him. Probably Harp 16th. Harp's very good, but also in the DFM, in DFM, they kind of play very straightforward, very boring, slow. So not super active. I mean, does deal a good amount of damage. Looking back at this board here, I have excellent player, world class. This is a world class support group here. Really, it's gonna be real interesting to see how supports really um, duke it out, if you will. Chelsea 15th, Ignar 14th. I think that Ignar is, energy. I've said some terrible. I didn't say terrible things about energy, but I'm not super highly like, oh my god, NRG. But you got to think about FlyQuest and how Santorum, PoE, Ignar got that team to 3-3. Contracts, Palafox, and Ignar are doing work, right? And I think that does need to be respected. Ignar is definitely mid at this event. We've got probably Hilly 13th. I mean, a great major region. A great 8 supports from the East as well. Like even going beginning of the year, you'd say Hung on Delight, a lot to prove there, and 2 of the 3 have proven a lot. And Hung is not a slouch, but in the end, I'm going to put Core 12th and Hung 11th. Hung is he's a good player, but at the same time, I do think that this event is going to be a lot for him. If you watch my preview video for LNG, historically the 2 seed from the LPL the last couple of years has been the one to tank. It just is what it is. You can say, oh, it's not going to happen. That's true. It's a new format. It might not happen. But this whole if you do believe in the theory that an LPL team will tank, you do kind of have to go with this 2 seed because that's how that works, because that's who does it. So you kind of, no one wants to do that, but that's the reality. You can't believe the conspiracy and half-ass it. Trimby 10th. I am a big Trimby enjoyer. I think that he really brought along what Rogue did, and without him, you could see how poorly comp looked. And frankly, Trimby brings along Noah very well. Trimby is a very good setup man. You see that high KP, and he is finding efficient vision with limited wards. So, with that in mind, Trimby is 10th. I think that he's an excellent player. After that, we have BA 9th. I think BA is cracked at this event. People are going to be like, oh my god, BA, how can you have a minor region player up there above Hung and above this and that? Tell me you've seen BA play more than 5 games and get back to me. If not, don't even bother arguing, please. That's just ridiculous. If you haven't even watched the player really play, how can you say he sucks? Now, these guys. On is 8th. A lot of people super high on, and On's an excellent player. This is a very good support group. Like I said, there's a lot of world-class supports here. On is an excellent player. I'm not taking anything away from him. He is 8th, and that's a strong 8th. Support may be the deepest role at this tournament. Now, after that, we've got 7 left. 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6, 7. Okay. We're gonna go Delight 7th. I think this is no shot to Delight. But the movement of Gen G with Peanut and Chovy to help Pays also helps Delight. I'm not saying Delight's bad. Similar to On, 2 very excellent players. But I don't think that they are as integral to what makes their team go as much as Mickey, who I have 6th. And that's kind of where people might question it. But I think Mickey is like super huge to G2 success. Especially in the bot lane. I think Mickey is excellent. He won MVP in the LEC for a reason. I think he is playing, he's reminding G2, I think, hey, this is what you could have had last year if you didn't cut my ass. So there he is. Next, we have Kellen 5th. Kellen played an excellent split, got benched because D plus Kia don't have a shot caller, and they had Bible being the shot caller, literally a rookie from their challenger roster. So that's a thing, but Kellen, split after split, is one of the best supports in the LCK statistically. Somebody commented in my 80 carry video and says stats don't matter, this isn't baseball, you have to use the eye test, this or that. And it's like, you're true, the eye test does play a role, but when you choose which champions to play in this game, usually you look at win rate. When there's a lot of stats in this game. A lot of stats. And I think that a lot of them are telling. Like shares. The way, how much damage you deal, how much gold you get. If you die a lot, if you don't die, how much do you participate? These stats all are a good way, if you take them all together, a way to form what a player is like on a team. Are stats everything? No. Are stats part of it? A good part of it? A lot of it, I would say yes. That's how you find players that aren't as appreciated as they should be, or through stats. And I feel like there has been a couple players like that I have been like, these stats say this player is actually really, really fucking good. And then all of a sudden they end up being really good. And it's like, oh, well, who would have thought? I guess I would have thought, and not you. So, next, I'm going to have Crisp 4th. Crisp played super well. Nothing against Crisp, but I will put Missing ahead of him. Similar to G2 for Crisp, I think Crisp is what really makes Weibo go, along with Xiaohu. And like him and Light were the best bot duo, in my opinion. This past split, obviously Ruler Missing get a lot of love. Elkon, Galahung, Jackie Love Mark do not. But the fact of the matter is, Crisp did a lot of good things. And I think a lot of people do notice that. And Missing, super good player. Time and time again, one of the best supports in the world. Just like I said before, I think I said in the JDG video, and I've said about JDG time and time again, they have one of the best players in every role, if not the best player in role. Missing is also up there. Lahens is 2nd. Carry it 1st. And a lot of people aren't going to like that. Carry it 1st. Because, I mean, Carrier's split wasn't super strong. Yeah, I know. But is he the best support going into Worlds? Yeah, he is. He's the best one. He could take over this tournament. He could take over the tournament as a support, and that's why he's there. He literally is the most disgusting player in the world when it comes to playing this game. Mechanics are out of this world. Decision making leaves a little bit to be desired. And I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I'm going to put him there. And, I mean, a lot of people aren't going to agree with me. But Curious 1st in my book, alongside Guma. Lahens 2nd alongside Aiming. Lahens has done very well. He's been one of the best for quite a while now. And it's no surprise that he is, he's being respected right now, being 2nd. Like, KT's a great team. And Lahens is a big reason why. So that's it for my rankings in this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.